Hello, everyone, and today we are going to start a campaign here as the Crusader States on the Chivalry Total War Remastered Big Map submod. So, in case you're not aware, the Big Map by Kersey and Atram for Chivalry Remastered extends all the way from Western Europe and North Africa, or Saharan Africa, all the way to Central Asia and parts of India. And the Crusader States in the early era campaign that starts in 1072 appear as a horde faction sometime after the sermon of Urban II in 1095. So we've started with a semi-random army. We have pilgrims, we have Frankish horsemen, we have sergeant infantry, feudal knights, mounted sergeants, and some crossbowmen alongside our faction leader and his household knights. But unfortunately, this is our full force, and this is our Crusader army, and this is what we have to use in order to create our Crusader states. So let's start out here and move through Asia Minor and go all the way towards Edessa and Antioch here and see what we can do. Now, my goal here, actually, I'll tell you, is that I want to create the most difficult of the Crusader states. So there are 4 Crusader states you can form in Chivalry Remastered's early era, and they are the County of Edessa, the County of Tripoli, the Principality of Antioch, and the Kingdom of Jerusalem. So I would say Jerusalem is probably, even though it's the farthest, it's a pretty rich location, and you only really have one enemy to deal with in the Fatimids. So unless the Fatimids are having a really good campaign, you can actually kind of handle them and build up your economy as well. Antioch and Tripoli are pretty good because they're on the coast, and you don't have too many borders to deal with. You also have mountain passes that you can use. As Antioch, you have the Armenian Principality to the north, so you have a Christian ally nearby. As Edessa, you're pretty isolated. So this is going to be a pretty tough campaign. At least it should be. Edessa starts out as an independent city, as it was. When the First Crusade happened, of course, Edessa was under the control of an Armenian prince named Toros, and eventually he was overthrown with the encouragement of Baldwin of Boulogne. And yeah, Baldwin became the first Count of Jerusalem. So, of Edessa, I'm sorry. So let's move towards here. So we've gone through the Sultanate of Rum territories, and they did not accost us. So now this is Cilician Armenia. So it seems like they've taken Anazarba as well as Tarsus. So they have done some conquering so far. In the previous version of the mod, it probably would have been more difficult for them to take and hold these territories because they start out majority Greek, Greek Orthodox. But, and of course, Armenia has its own religion here, Armenian Apostolic Christianity. That doesn't play well with Greek Orthodoxy in the game. And Ezekiel Lupo has actually made it a little bit easier to do religious conversion in the latest version because a lot of people were having major trouble with religious conversion issues. So I think that is going to make it a little bit easier for people to handle conquering territory. Because, in all honesty, it was a little too difficult in the previous version of the mod. So, okay, the Danishmends have taken Vahka here. It's going to be a little hard to get to Edessa. But this is something I haven't seen any other YouTuber try to do. What's his name? Melkor did a Crusaders campaign on the regular sized map, and he actually did form Jerusalem. That was his personal goal, and he was able to do it. So Edessa is, honestly, it's something that even I haven't been able to accomplish. So this is just my first attempt at doing it. And I figured, why not just go for it, because it's a campaign that not even sure many people are aware of is possible. Okay, so let's hope that we don't get blocked by armies here at this mountain pass in the Taurus Mountains. So, okay, let's get through Anazarba here. A lot of factions have been destroyed, actually. I'll go through the list here as I'm trying to make my way towards Edessa. The County of Portugal emerged. That's another cool faction in Chivalry Remastered. The Banu Hilal have created a homeland. The Pechenegs have conquered Bulgaria. The Saltukids have been destroyed. The Kingdom of Gwynedd has been destroyed, which is in Wales. Okay, so we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Luckily, as the Crusaders, to kind of simulate European assistance, you start out with quite a bit of gold. So let's see how feasible it is to actually succeed after we take Edessa here. Because, of course, we have to establish a lot of buildings in order to make our Crusader state and actually get a whole lot of recruitable units. And Edessa actually has a couple of unique units that were present in the original Chivalry. So here we go. Okay. Germanicaea. Germanicaea is Marash. Germanicaea is the Greek name for it. And it's controlled by the Fatimids at the moment. County of Anjou's been destroyed. And we're at war with the Fatimids. However, this is a pretty far-flung territory of theirs, so I'm going to try and see if we can just get through them. Because I want to form Edessa from Edessa. I think it actually is possible to form Edessa from Germanicaea. But that would be too easy. The Abbasid Caliphate has been destroyed. I'm guessing by the Grand Seljuk. Okay, so we have Samosata there, controlled by the Marwanid Emirate. And it actually seems like the Marwanids, the Kurdish Emirate here, have taken Edessa. Yeah, so perhaps I'll have to fight with them. I mean, Samosata was actually taken by the Crusaders there, but the thing with this faction formation mechanic is that the first city you take of those major four, Edessa, Antioch, Jerusalem, and Tripoli, the first one, you can form the first one. But, like, after that, you can no longer form. Like, the AI has to go as the Crusader Horde and form whatever they want. And, of course, if a European power takes over Antioch or something, they have access to the full Crusader state buildings and everything. Okay, so let's try to conquer Edessa here. We are at war with the Marwanids, but I guess my army, or at least the size of my army, is intimidating them a little bit. The Marwanids are definitely not a major faction in this region. They do have a unique bodyguard unit, a Kurdish cavalry bodyguard unit. So they have some Turkoman horse archers, heavy archers, and some spear militia. So let's actually try assault. Yeah, let's assault. And let's take the city. Let's occupy the city. And here's what we're going to do. Let's destroy the mosque. And let's see what we can construct here. So let's repair some of the buildings that were damaged in the siege. And now we have to do a Crusader State proclamation. So once we build the Crusader State proclamation, public order is now fixed. Because the Crusader State proclamation, that only takes one turn, increases Catholicism conversion. And, oh, we've got some new Crusaders joining us. Demetrius de Rennes. So he's joining Fulk. So we can probably actually disband a lot of our troops here. We don't need them. So the pilgrims, not super useful. So let's... usually, especially in Asia Minor, they put up more of a fight. So luckily, we didn't have to use up our troops here. So we're actually increasing our population, which is, of course, decreasing our public order. So let's keep these other units as garrison. And let's move on here. Actually, you shouldn't be able to make Francocratia here. I'm going to fix that in an update. Francocratia is only for the high and late eras for Crusader factions in Greece and Asia Minor. So, like the Latin Empire and states like that, the Principality of Achaia. So if we do land ownership, we'll get Latin men-at-arms as well as Maronites, which is good, which is good. We should do Catholic province churches and perhaps pilgrimage routes as well. So, you know what? Let's go for the church. Because the church will give us access to the next level of Crusader units. Yeah, we'll get the next level of Crusader units there. Okay. So what troops do we have here available? We've got... And we can recruit some units already. We can recruit Crusader State crossbowmen and Crusader State infantry. So the most basic units of the Crusader States. So, let's take what units we have, because a lot of these units we will not be able to retrain here. We need special Crusader units. These are just kind of like the initial wave of Crusaders that we cannot retrain. So let's take our other general, Demetrius, and some cavalry, and let's move against Samosata and besiege it. And can I take some spear militia? I can, barely. So I'll move them to the army at Samosata as well. And yeah. Should I recruit archers? Hmm. No, no. Let's keep as much money as we have. Oh, and there we go. We formed the county of Edessa. Sorry, I forgot you had to wait a turn. That was my mistake. This was a good reminder, actually. Okay, so the Marwanids actually, this settlement revolted from the Marwanids. So actually now we have the Crusader horde that's still there, and we have a new leader for the county of Edessa, and that is Count Gaspar, the Count of Edessa. So yeah, there you go. There's the formation of our Crusader state. So now, oh, we have to. Oh man. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it under auto manage? I think that's something that happens when when the Crusader state is formed. Unfortunately, that is uh, f- an issue with Rome Total War's engine. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about that, but that's fine. Okay, so we've got access to emissary, merchant. I should probably recruit an emissary. Now, what troops do I have? I have Order archers, I have Kurdish infantry, I have Armenian archers, I have crossbearer and foot knights, I have Crusader state infantry, a whole bunch of that, and Armenian cavalry. So actually, I have a good amount of troops. I have a good amount of troops. So actually, if I take some of these troops, so let's say the Armenian cavalry and the Kurdish infantry, or I shouldn't take the Kurdish infantry. No, I'll take them. And some Crusader state infantry. I think what I want to do is go and besiege Samosata, but I'm kind of blocked by my previous operation, unfortunately. So maybe I should go after Raqqa, but I don't want to. I can't take my whole army yet because of public order issues. So let's actually end the turn here. Yeah, so we formed Edessa. So here's the thing. Everything looks pretty good right now, but we are isolated. So this is going to be a tough campaign. We should get to the Mediterranean Sea, and um, we should open up trade routes and get navies and all that good stuff. So we've got Baldwin Capet with us right now. So maybe I should go with Baldwin Capet because I want my faction leader to stay here in the capital for now. So let's take the Kurdish infantry, some Crusader state infantry, the cross, and the Armenian cavalry. And let's move against Raqqa. They have too many troops. So you know what? Let's do the original plan. Let's move against Samosata. So Samosata has levies, archers, Armenian axemen, and medium cavalry. So let's... Oh. Let's end the turn here. And of course, here you can see our special unique Edessa general model that I believe was made by Elspawn. The Danishmends want a ceasefire. I'll accept that for now. Ah, the Marwanids. Oh, the Marwanids are now at peace with me. So that's actually good. So I have an emissary. Let's see if... If I can make peace with the Grand Seljuks, I can actually move towards Antioch and expand my Crusader state here. Let's see if they'll agree. Oh, they're neutral with us now. That's interesting. We were at war. So let's trade. Okay, they accept the trade offer. Very interesting. So let's move towards Antioch and actually scout what's going on over there. And let's decide what building we're going to construct. Again, I'm going to go with the Catholic Church. The church is a prerequisite for the next tier of Crusader State. So you can actually upgrade the Crusader State Proclamation building, and you get access to more advanced Crusader State units. Like right now, we have access to crossbowmen and archers and pilgrims, but we don't have access to any other Crusades-related units. So I want to upgrade my Crusader State there. Okay, Aleppo. So let's move towards Antioch. Oh, Antioch is under Byzantine control here. So I'm fine with taking that from them. Let's take a look at Anazarba again. It's interesting, we don't get to keep the Crusaders' map information from the long trek. It makes you feel a little more isolated. That's just an engine thing. Okay, so the Armenian Principality wants to make an alliance. I accept that. I should have asked them for map information. Maybe they can give it to me now. Can you give me map information? 1,000 coins? I can't afford that. I'm losing a lot of coinage at the moment. So, okay. Samosata is still under siege. They have a lot of cavalry there, so if I attack, I'm going to lose a lot of troops by assault. So I kind of just want to wait it out. I increase the tax rate? No. No. Okay. So let us actually take... Oh, I can take some more units to Samosata. And maybe I can assault more quickly. How is Edessa now? Barely okay. Should I assault now? You know what? Let's do it. Let's assault Samosata. Now, if we take Samosata, we're going to be exposed a little bit more to the Marwanids there. And since the Marwanids are not a big faction like the Fatimids, we're going to be a target of theirs. And they're, of course, more established than we are. Of course, the faction to worry about a lot is the Byzantine, because they can produce a ton of armies, and the Grand Seljuks too. So here's our Edessan general and our banners. So let's start the battle. Oh, we don't need the cross holders to hold the siege equipment, but you know what? Let's do that. Why not? It actually looks quite fitting. So we've got our foot knights here with their enclosed helm pushing the ram, which is a modified version in Chivalry. A modified ram. It's not the vanilla one. Okay, so I don't know why... Okay, there we go. They're going to the right spot now. So let's move our Kurdish infantry forward. The Kurdish infantry, I don't think we're going to be able to retrain. So I kind of would like to use... So these are the Kurdish infantry in Chivalry with their peanut-shaped shields. They're kind of an axe unit. I like them. And here we have our Crusader State infantrymen. with an interesting pattern on the shield. And we have our household knights, early era, and our general, and the Armenian medium cavalry. And those are all our units at the moment. Okay, so the gate is almost finished. So let's move our cavalry forward and our infantry. Let's keep a unit of infantry in reserve. And let's move our general forward as well. And our gate... All right, the gate has been broken. So let's charge right in with our Kurdish infantry. Let's see how they do against the levy peasants. And the other breach has been made. So let's have our Crusader State infantry jump into the fray. And our Kurdish infantry have engaged the enemy levy spearmen. Oh, they also have Armenian axemen in that unit. That's why we might have a little trouble. Okay, the levies are routed. They were no match for the Kurdish infantry, but the Armenian axemen are a little bit better than the levies. So let's hit the axemen from the side. Okay, now they're routing. So I'm not going to lose my general in this. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have the Armenian cavalry charge in first on the flank. So let's have our Kurdish infantry. They have another unit of Armenian infantry there. That's not very good against cavalry because they're axemen. And they have Kurdish cavalry. No, they have Armenian cavalry over there. So... Oh, and they have a mosque. This is the mosque from... This is a building from Fire and Sword, a mod. A Polish mod. Or with Fire and Sword, sorry. It's going to be tough to flank in this city. Okay, so let's hit those levy peasants. Our Crusader State infantry are working pretty hard. That guy got covered in pizza sauce. Okay, so where is our cavalry now? Where's their cavalry? Is it kind of just milling about? That wouldn't be surprising. I'm going to move my infantry into the city. Oh. They actually charged in. So they're going to hit our Crusader infantry. Which is kind of getting tired from fighting all those levies. Even though the levies haven't caused them a lot of casualties, they are making them tired from fighting. And that's not good either, because that will make us more susceptible to enemy attack. And that's exactly what's happening. Our Crusader State infantry are getting tired. Okay, so let's have them focus on the cavalry. Okay, so where is our cavalry now? Okay, let's move our Armenian cavalry in first. Let's have the cavalry set up for a charge. And where are our knights? Oh, there are the knights. We'll have them charge in a second. You know what? Let's have the knights wipe out the levy peasants. And the Armenian cavalry will charge at the archers that are here on the flank. There we go. Oh, that was very good. That worked out very well. Our Crusader infantry held the line. Let's end the battle. Yeah, we didn't lose too many troops. That was quite good. Because they had heavy cavalry, so I was expecting to lose more troops. Now, that's the thing. In chivalry, everybody always says that the cavalry is super overpowered, and it should be in the early era. But the thing is, if you can tire them out and get them bogged down, then they are pretty easy to defeat. So our public order is pretty bad. So let's destroy the mosque, and let's fix up these buildings. We don't need the provincial inn. And let's get our Crusader State Proclamation. And with our Crusader State Proclamation, it should be easier to control Samosata. And then we will have our second city controlled by the county of Edessa. And we're attacked by the Marwanids. Okay, now things are getting interesting. So since things are getting interesting, oh, we're getting attacked by other Crusaders. Remember how I said the county of Edessa was difficult? Let's continue this in the next episode and see how I could possibly get out of this situation. So, if you enjoy videos about the historical Total Wars and their mods, and getting out of impossible situations, consider liking this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one later.